Okay, this is lesson 5-2. Again, we've been doing time all year in our morning work, so this is nothing new. What it's trying to emphasize here is that the smaller ticks are worth 1 minute, and then the numbers are what you use to tell the hour. So for the first page here, all you're doing is starting from, makes more sense to say 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can write these in or you don't have to, but 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. And I'm going to let the kids finish doing that on their own. I've already talked to the kids that 15, that's 6, which is 30, and this 9, which is 45, are kind of points you can memorize to make telling time a little easier. So on the back here, it gets right into telling time, and again, it's going to go, excuse me, back to the last lesson. The first thing you want to make sure you know is what hand is which. Again, kind of one little tip is to say, all right, hour is the shorter word, therefore the shorter hand. Minute is the longer word, therefore it's going to be the longer hand. And what I always try to think about time as is just a two-step problem. First, only trying to figure out the hour. So I'm just going to do a couple with you. So right here, the hour first is past 5. And now, you don't have to do this, but if you wish, you can almost block these out, either mentally or just physically blocking them out. Okay, I got cut off a little bit on that last one, so I'm going to pick it back up. I figured out the hour was 5, and then looking at the minutes then, and again the numbers don't help you with the minutes other than if you want to try to memorize these eventually, that if it's 3, it's 15. But for now, you can just say always start at 12 for the minutes and then just skip count by 5 for every number. So this would be 5, 10, 15. So this one would be 5, 15. Do 2 more with you guys, then you can complete this page on your own. Looking at number 3, move that down just a little bit. Looking at number 3, again, 2 steps. First step, figure out the hour. This one's a little trickier because it looks like it's at 8, but what I try to emphasize in class is we're looking at what hour is it past. In this case, it is past 7. It can't be 8 until it hits that 8. And then 2 steps. First step that I figured out was the hour. Now I'm looking for the minutes. And again, you don't have to do this, but if you want, you can almost mentally block these out and just use these as points to skip count by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So the answer for this one would be 7:45. And again, I've talked to kids about these. When the minute gets closer or gets past this 6, it's going to be closer to the next hour, so that hour hand is going to veer toward the next hour. Let's do number 4 together, and that'll be the last one. Again, looking at first the hour, using the numbers to tell the hour. Here's my hour hand, which is shorter. It is past 2. Not hitting 3, so that means it's going to be 2 something. And again, I can say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Feel free to draw those bounces on there. And when you're skip counting, you want to count not on the numbers, but the actual bounces. That goes for kind of any number line type work, which is what time can be considered. Let's look on the next page. In 14 and 15 here, if we look at 14, it says draw hands on each clock to show the time. So what I would do is first do the hour, and for now in second grade I'd be happy if they're just going right to 10 o'clock. Technically this should be halfway between 10 and 11, but I'm not worried about getting that minute detail in. And then looking here at the minute, 35, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 35. And again, if you understand that, oh, I know that 6 is 30, you can take those shortcuts, and that's the benefit of memorizing those points. Number 15, one more together. 9:20, 9 was the hour. And again, if I want to think about it a little further, 9:20 is almost halfway point, so I could be more correct, but as long as you're going to 9, I would consider that correct. And then 20, 5, 10, 15, and 20. And when you get down here to 27, this is going back to the AM and PM from yesterday. So I'm not going to do these. I'll just show you the answers in a minute here. And then right here, this little guy always makes a mistake. So I'm going to let you try to figure that one out at your own and kind of explain it after I have you pause and complete the assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, and you're to complete the work. Okay, so now I'm hoping you got the answers filled in and you can kind of just check your work. Starting on page 227. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And again, I assume you can just pause these. I'm going to go kind of quick just to keep these videos a little shorter. But 5:15, 7:45, 2:30, 3:15, 7:30, 10:10, 4 o'clock, 4:55. Again, this would be one of those ones that are going to be a little harder due to the fact that as it gets closer to the next hour, that hour hand is going to be moving and appear to be the next hour, even though it's still 4 something. Number 10 would be 9:30, 11 would be 10:15, 12 would be 4:45, and again, when it is 45, you're 3/4 away from 4, so it's going to be further from 4 than it is 5. 1:40, same thing. Right here we have 10:35, 9:20, 2:25, 4:50, and again, as long as that hour hand is at the 4, past it, we're not going to be too picky in terms of where it's at in the hour, especially not in second grade. This would be 7:05, 3:30, 5:50, 8 o'clock, 10:15, 12:25. Make that a little clear as terms of that's the shorter, that's the longer. 3:55, 4:30. then on this side, I usually write a big yes. And then I usually will try to draw attention to the actual mistake. In this case, it's that hour, and the book does a good job of trying to point out a common misconception. This would be an example of one. 5:55, what is the correct time? It's 4:55. Well, why did he say it was 5:55? Because that hour hand looks like it's almost on that 5. It looks like it's on the 5. Well, it's almost on the 5, but even if it's almost on the 5, it still is technically 4 something. If you think about it, and this goes a little bit deeper, but if you think about it in terms of a fraction, it's this much time of the whole hour has gone by. It's almost gone. It's almost on that next hour, but it's not quite there yet. So, and then for 27, we would have 5:30 p.m., school recess a.m., afternoon snack p.m., playground 9:25 a.m., lunch p.m., sunset p.m., wake up a.m., math class a.m. So move that up, and again, I'm hoping that if I'm going too fast, that you'll just think to pause the video and check the answers on your own. Thank you.